I'm using that Bluetooth.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. Om Sadashivasamaramбхаम् Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः from 31 words. पवनः पवतामस्मि
पवनः पवतामस्मि
रामः शस्त्रभृतामहम्
रामः शस्त्रभृतामहम्
झषाणां मकरश्चास्मि
झषाणां मकरश्चास्मि
स्रोतसामस्मि जाह्नवी
स्रोतसामस्मि जाह्नवी
Yeah, so it is actually SRO, Srotasam.
स्रोतसामस्मि जाह्नवी
सर्गाणामादिरन्तश्च
सर्गाणामादिरन्तश्च
मध्यं चैवाहमर्जुन
मध्यं चैवाहमर्जुन
अध्यात्मविद्या विद्यानाम्
अध्यात्मविद्या विद्यानाम्
वादः प्रवदतामहम्
वादः प्रवदतामहम्
अक्षराणामकारोऽस्मि
अक्षराणामकारोऽस्मि
द्वन्द्वः सामासिकस्य च
द्वन्द्वः सामासिकस्य च
अहमेवाक्षयः कालः
अहमेवाक्षयः कालः
धाताहं विश्वतो मुखः
दाताहं विश्वतो मुखः
मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
मृत्युः सर्वहरश्चाहम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
उद्भवश्च भविष्यताम्
कीर्तिः श्रीर्वाक्च नारीणाम्
कीर्तिश्रीवार्चनारीणाम्
पृथिर्मेधा धृतिः क्षमा
स्मृतिस्मेधा धृतिः क्षमाः
बृहत्साम तथा साम्नाम्
बृहत्साम तथा साम्नाम्
गायत्री छन्दसामहम्
गायत्री छन्दसामहम्
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहम्
मासानां मार्गशीर्षोऽहम्
ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः
मृतूनां कुसुमाकरः
द्यूतं छलयतामस्मि
द्यूतं छलयतामस्मि
तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम्
तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम्
जयोऽस्मि व्यवसायोऽस्मि
जयोऽस्मि व्यवसायोऽस्मि
सत्त्वं सत्त्ववतामहम्
सत्त्वं सत्त्ववतामहम्
वृष्णीनां वासुदेवोऽस्मि
वृष्णीनां वासुदेवोऽस्मि
पाण्डवानां धनञ्जयः
पाण्डवानां धनञ्जयः
मुनीनामप्यहं व्यासः
मुनीनामप्यहं व्यासः
कवीनामुशना कविः
कवीनामुशना कविः
Yeah, this is the shloka we have to resume from number 37. So Dyutam Chalayatam Asmi 36. So we said game of dice. So a good point was made. These days, if you say dice and all that, many young people will not understand what you're talking because there are better things than dice to addict us, and it's called WhatsApp. That's the message I got. So I think we have to reinterpret the shlokas according to our times. And so Telegram and Telex and all these things are there these days. Um, Telegram, then what is it?
Instagram.
Signal
Oh, Instagram. Instagram, I think.
Signal also.
Signal, yeah. But WhatsApp is the mother of all these things because he came and then set the stage. Then everybody else came after that. So anyway, so I am all those things. So Krishna is not limiting himself to all pleasant and beautiful things. So he doesn't mind putting in a few other things also, like these addictive things and so forth. Okay, now 37. Vrishninam Vasudevosmi. So another interesting one, right? So among the Vrishnis, there is this kula called Vrishni Kulam, also called Yadu Kulam, Yadu Vamsha, Vrishni Vamsha, the lineage of Vrishni. And so, so he Krishna being this Yadu Vamsha, Yadava. That's why they're all called Yadava because they're all born of Yadu, King Yadu, and likewise Vrishni. So both are synonymous. And so Vrishninam Vasudevaha Asmi.
Guruji, they are also from a lineage of Yayati, right?
Yayati.
Uh,
Yeah, Yayati also is said in.
Is the origin, in fact. Devayani Yayati, I think, came earlier.
Yeah, yeah. So Vrishninam Apyaham Vasudeva. So he says, how do you say I am Vasudeva? I am Vasudeva, but among Vrishnis, I am Vasudeva. How do you say that statement? So am I audible now? So okay. So this Bluetooth is powering off. So we may not be had the benefit of the Bluetooth. Okay. I don't know why. So let's see if this is distracting, let me know. Okay. So aham Vasudeva. Vasudevasya apatyam. Uman Vasudeva. I am the son of Vasudeva. Yeah, because Vasudeva also is in the Vishnu dynasty clan. And so Vrishni Vamsha Samudbhuta Ahamasmi. And why should I be that? Why am I referring to Krishna? Well, many reasons. At least popular main reasons we can think of is among the Dashavataras, Krishnavatara is significant for only one main thing. Every avatara is significant. No avatara is insignificant. But only here, teaching. Teaching happened. So among all the other things, Kamsa Chanura Mardanaha, all these things happened. And so all that is needed. But teaching, it's the ultimate because it destroys that which is otherwise not removable. And so Ajnana and Nivritti can happen only to Guru. And therefore, Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Mande Jagat Guru. So, Jagat Guru. This Jagat Guru is a very interesting word. See, Jagatan Guru, the teacher of the world. Why should he be the teacher of the world? He can be the teacher of the world only if what is being taught is universal. Okay. Otherwise, he doesn't have to be teacher of the world. He can be teacher of Hindus. Okay. That is acceptable. Or teacher of a certain caste of Hindus, a certain section of Hindus, etc. Okay. That's all acceptable. But no, Jagat Guru. So that is because when a message is universal, and if a person teaches that, that person automatically becomes a Jagat Guru. Therefore, Brahma Vidyacharya, Krishna, Gitacharya, all these words we use for Krishna. And so, and then therefore, this Bhagavad Gita becomes a very important text for all the students of Vedanta. So there is something called Prasthana Trayi. It's called Prasthana Trayi. 3 texts we all have to study eventually. And it begins with Bhagavad Gita. Then it continues to Upanishads. And then it culminates with what is called Brahma Sutra, which was written by Vedavyasa. So that one of the Prasthanatraya is Bhagavad Gita, in which the teacher is Krishna, and therefore Krishna is Aham Vasudevaha Vrishninam, and then Pandavanam Dhananjayaha. Krishna does not want to leave out our friend Arjuna. Because Arjuna might ask, wait a minute, if you are great, what about me? You can ask all those things. Because I am listening to the greatest person. Therefore, I must also be great, So, just to prevent that kind of a discussion, he immediately says, Pandavanam Dhananjaya. And so, why not Yudhishthira, Dharmaputra is elder to, Arjuna and all, and Dharmaputra. So, Dharma stands for Dharma. Well, Shishyasteham Shadi Mahvam Prapannam. Okay, this statement was said only by Arjuna and not by Yudhishthira or anybody else. And so everybody is great, no doubt. But that shows that being great in dharma is not an end in itself. Being great in dharma is a prerequisite, not the greatest. As Nachiketa will tell us shortly. Okay, so and therefore, first receiver of Brahma Vidya in Mahabharata. Not ever. Okay, because Krishna, what did he say? Um,
Imam Vivasvati.
Vivasvate Yogam.
Imam Vivasvati.
Vivasvate Yogam. Proktavan aham avdeyam. Therefore, long ago it's been going on for a long time. And so, Sarvopanishado Gavaha Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gita Mritam Maha. So, definitely Partha there is the student of Krishna. And all of us are all local copies, copy. Yeah, you can take an MP3 original recording and then keep on copying, paste, copy, paste, copy. So all of the teachers are pasted. But then, because the teaching is like that, that Brahma Vidya, anybody can become a Brahma Vidyacharya, but still, Krishna is the greatest, no doubt. And so, and therefore, Arjuna must be the greatest of all students. But if you have any doubts, if Krishna has any doubts, I mean, Arjuna has any doubts, and then you say, you know what, that I don't have that doubt. If you say, then you are greater than Arjuna, So we can even say that. So, but anyway, we can relate very well with Arjuna, and then so hearing from Arjuna, hearing from the horse's mouth, as they say in English. Parthaya pratibodhita. Look at that. Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata narayanena swayam. So, for Partha, for Arjuna, Swayam Narayana came to teach. Like that, it is said in this Dhyana Shloka, very beautifully written by Madhusudana Saraswati. And said, even Bhishma and all did not say all these things. Therefore, uh, therefore, Dhananjayaha. And Dhananjayaha also. Look at the name that Krishna chooses. Dhanam Jayati iti Dhananjayaha. Dhana is wealth. Wealth. Now, what do you consider wealth? Some people will consider real estate as wealth. Some people will consider books as wealth. Look at how it is. Minds think differently. And so, here the wealth, greatest wealth is Brahma Vidya. Therefore, I think, therefore, Krishna uses the word Dhananjaya. As I was writing some notes yesterday, it struck me. Dhananjaya. Swamiji did not mention it, but it just struck me. So Pandavanam Dhananjaya. I am Dhananjaya. Then Muninam api aham Vyasaha. So now Vyasa is writing this thing. Vyasa is writing the whole thing. And then Vyasa decided, you know what, I shouldn't leave myself out. And not for Vyasa's sake. Because some students will ask, wait a minute, how come Vyasa is not included? They might ask. Intelligent students might ask. Therefore, Vyasa said, no, this Vyasa should be included. So, Muninam api aham Vyasaha. And also, among all the Munis, among all the Manana Shilas, Muni means what? Manana Shilaha. Those who are capable of thinking through what's what. So, Viveka Shakti, using that Viveka, thinking through what's right, what's wrong, and then what is Satyam, what is not Satyam, Nityam, Anityam, etc. All these things, they are all called Muni, Munayaha, Manana Shilaha. That's the definition of Muni. And so, therefore, Vyasa, having written this Bhagavad Gita, of course, then argument might come. Vyasa is writing what happened, or Vyasa is writing what will happen. So we don't know. I've seen both versions. Some people like to say Vyasa is writing what is going to happen. Some people say Vyasa has written what happened. Okay, either way, we are fine with that. And so Vyasa not only wrote the Bhagavad Gita, or rather Mahabharata, which has the Bhagavad Gita. This Prasthanatrayam that I mentioned, the third Prasthanatrayam is Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutram is an analytical text, highly analytical text. All sutras, Athato Brahma Jignasa, Sutra number 1. We spent 1 month or more studying that sutra, Chakra's commentary on that sutra. So highly analytical, which essentially the purpose of that text is to ascertain what the Upanishads are saying. Can you believe it? It is meant to decide what is it the Upanishads are saying. See, we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are already, the teacher is already telling what is the Bhagavad Gita saying. But at the end of all of this, having studied all the Upanishads, etc., then Vyasa's work, magnum opus it is. And that is studied too. And then he quotes from all the Upanishads. And then he brings all the Purva Paksha Siddhanta. All the opposing views are all brought down. And then Khandanam is done. And so it requires some staying power to go through the Brahma Sutra text. But that's why once we study the Shastram, Bhagavad Gita, etc., then all of us will be interested also in studying the Brahma Sutra. That Brahma Sutra was written by Veda Vyasa. Also, therefore, another reason why Veda Vyasaha, Muninamapyam Vyasaha, during Shraddha Karma, during Tarpanam, if you know people who do Tarpanam, they will offer this something called Kanda Rishi Tarpanam. And especially in Upanayanam also, others also offer. Everybody offers that Upanayanam time or during this Avaniyavattam. So Yajur Upakarma, etc. When they chain the thread. And so they say, Krishna Dvaipayana Yaha Ye Rishayaha Rishigastarpayami. Like that, water is offered. I am offering my namaskaras to who? Krishna Dvaipayana Dayaha. Krishna Dvaipayana, etc. Or to all the rishis. Rishigastarpayami. Then Rishi then Tan Rishigastarpayami. Sarvan Rishigastarpayami. Sarva Rishiganastarpayami. Sarva Rishiganapatnigastarpayami. Like that it goes. And so it starts. First word is what? Krishna Dvaipayana Dayaha. Krishna Dvaipayana is the original name of Veda Vyasa. Okay? Veda Vyasa, etc. That's it. Once you say Veda Vyasa, etc., you've covered the entire universe of Manana Shilaha, Munihi, Rishayaha, Rishati, Janati, Rishihi. One who knows is called Rishi. So, therefore, and Vyasa, this word, how did it come? Vyasa is, as you know, he decided this is a bit voluminous for one person to handle. And so he called 4 of his students and said, divide it up into 4 and then let us compile it, recompile it. Same thing, said it in a different way. Rig Veda, Yajurveda. And so the 4, that compilation was done, reordering was done by Vyasa, by this Krishna Dvaipayana. And this in Sanskrit, Vyas means to compile, to edit. Okay. So Vivyasa, Vedan Vivyasa iti Vyasaha. Vedan Vivyasa. Vivyasa is Litlakara. It's a past tense. One who compiled the Vedas, one who reorganized the Vedas in a form that we all can take and then study. One person can spend time and finish the entire Veda, know the entire Veda, possible. And that possibility for a human being living in this world can do that. That's the idea of Veda Vyasa. And so otherwise you could have 3 or you could have 5 or you could have 10 Vedas, No, Chatur Veda. So Vivyasa. So it should be V Vyasa, right? Initial must be V. V Vyasa. Veda V Vyasa. That's a very nice name to have. Veda V Vyasa. I think that should be interesting name. So that's his name. Our Vyasa's name is Veda V Vyasa. Vivyasa. And so I think Vyasa must have chosen to drop the initial. And so it's Veda Vyasaha. Middle initial. And of course, Badarayana is another name all of us know. That is also Vyasa only. Badari. The Badari is this jujube fruit. This Elandaparam, jujube. And so it's known that he lived in this vana, which had this Badari trees. jujube trees. And so he ended up being called as Badarayana. Badarayana. Ayana, the abode of trees, this jujube trees. There he resided, and therefore he ended up being called as Badarayana. Badrikashrama Vasini. Badarayana. Okay. Then Kavinam Ushana Kavihi. Kavihi. See, this popular meaning is all we know of the word Kavi. Kavi means poet. That is how we think of a word Kavi. But Kavi, real meaning of a Kavi is Dirghadarshi, Krantadarshi, Trikaladarshi. Okay? Trikaladarshi means one who can see the past and of course see the present and see the future also. That person is called a Kavihi. Okay? Very interesting. Kavihi. And so that is the meaning here. Among such people, I am Ushana. Ushana. Ushana means Shukracharya. Shukracharya. Asuranam Patihi. Asuranam Indraha. Or not Indraha. Asuranam, teacher of all the Asuras. And so he was and that Ushana Shukracharya, Asura Guru. That I am, he says. And so that ability to see means ability to perceive what cannot be perceived by the sense organs or the mind. What cannot be perceived by the sense organs, but the mind is so powerful. It can see things potentially. And so that among those who have that ability, I am Ushana, I am Shukracharya. Okay, let's do this. Let's translate it. Vrishninama Vasudevosmi. Among the Yadavas or Vrishnis, and that is why Krishna is called what? In Bhagavad Gita? Occasionally.
Varshneya.
Varneya. Because Vrishni, Vamsha, Kulodbhava. Okay. So, among Yadavas or Vrishnis, I am Vasudeva. I am Vasudeva. Comma. Among the Pandavas, Dhananjaya, namely Arjuna. And among the seers, this is, I think this is where the word seer comes. Seers. So Kavihi, even Rishi is called a seer. Or rather, it can be well translated as a seer, I think, because Rishati Janat. So anyway, and among the seers, I am Vyasa. And among the sages, I am the preceptor Ushana. Preceptor means teacher. I am the preceptor Ushana. Among the Yadavas, I am Vasudeva. Among the Pandavas, Dhananjaya. And among the seers, I am Vyasa. Or rather, and you can take out. And among the sages, the preceptor Ushana or Shukracharya. Okay. Next. So Vijay, is there a disturbance today? No disturbance. Okay. Dando Damayatam
दण्डो दमयतामस्मि
Itirasmi Jigishatam
नीतिरस्मि जिगीषताम्
Maunam Chaivasmi Guhyanam
Maunam chaivasmi guhyanam.
Anam jnanavatamaham.
Jnanam jnanavatamaham.
Dando damayatamasmi.
Dando damayatamasmi.
Nitirasmi jigishatam.
Nitirasmi jigishatam.
Maunam chaivasmi guhyanam.
Maunam chaivasmi guhyanam.
Jnanam jnanavatamaham.
Jnanam jnanavatamaham.
Yeah, so you can guess the meanings of these shlokas. Not that difficult. But it's good to know the reason why he's saying that. Sometimes it's so Dando Damayatam Asmi. Krishna is Damayatam. Damayatam. So among those that enforce discipline or among disciplinarians or things that enforce discipline can be things also, not just people. Okay. And among those instruments of discipline. So discipline inside the house, outside the house also. Private, public also. All instruments. Private means at home. If discipline is enforced. Come on, you can't do it like this, And like that, parents tell children, and occasionally children also tell parents. And so there are various ways we have. And outside the house also, discipline has to be enforced. And that's why you have the system. And so guns, onwards, tear gas, all these things are instruments of discipline, right? And of course, rules and regulation, even a request, a warning, a caution, all those things are also included. So COVID, advisory, yeah, advisory is the word I'm looking for. Advisories are all there. And coming from a proper organization, then it becomes a very powerful way to enforce discipline. And here he's saying, Dandaha, Dandaha. I am the rod. I am the Dandaha. Danda has no other meaning. I've not seen anybody else giving a different meaning to Danda other than rod. And
Fine also.
and
Fine. Fine.
fine. Fine is also called Dandaha. And here Swamiji uses the word rod. He mentions rod. And
Can you say subduing power? Like the subduing power?
yeah, but that is Damayatam. Among all the powers, subduing powers, I am the rod.
Oh, I see.
Correct. So subduing power is that. Everything is a subduing power. And so, that stick is powerful because immediate result is there. And you don't have to spend any money. And you just have to raise the stick. And you have to be strong enough also. Simply somebody raising the stick won't work. And so instant results you get from this danda. Not only that, Sarasa Samadana Bheda Danda Chatura. We should bring that Tyagaraja's Kriti here. So Sarasa and it comes from our own governance, Chanakya Niti and others. So Sarasa Sama Dana Bheda Danda. Therefore, Sarasa means some disagreement is there between two parties. Then how do you resolve the disagreement? Just be friendly. Act as though there is no disagreement. Okay? Can you believe it? Act as though there is no disagreement. Sarasa. Okay? Sama means, okay, acknowledge the disagreement and then come to some agreement. Then still agreement not possible. Dana. Okay, fine. One party decides, okay, this is going too far. And I think it's not worth ruining our friendship, And so, fine, I think you're right. You're right. It belongs to you. Chalega, oh, then what? Nothing is lost, really speaking. Then Sarasa Sama Dana Bheda. Bheda means now come to an agreement. Let's split. We have to do something. Let's do something. If necessary, bring a third party, bring a judge, and then out of court settlement. Okay, all that. So bheda. Out of court settlement. That's a nice, interesting thing, Every time you don't have to stand in front of the judge and make some judge decide what you should do. Hey, if you guys can sort it out, that's great. So bheda. Then finally, if it doesn't work out, then you go to the extreme measure. Extreme measure of punishment. Danda, somebody said punishment. Yeah, punishment. And so then the war and all these things are a result of that. And so I am that ultimate thing is what he says. So this spare the rod and spoil the child, right? That's what they say often. Those people who like to just enforce, aap ye karenge bas. You don't have any choice. People who like that. And then that rod, that physical abuse of the child, and some people are vehemently opposed to that. Some people believe in it. You have two extremes are there. And taking care of a child without using the hand or the rod. Rod means hand also, right? Because this is the God-given hand, Dandaha Ahamasmi, Krishna has said. Krishna has said, okay, I'll give you danda also. And you can use this hand as a danda. And so it requires a lot of kshama. A lot of patience is needed to see beyond what is happening. And to use kshama and use education and to use sense to convince children. It's not easy at all. It's very difficult. Because children will test the patience of the parents. And so we will not fault parents for using the rod because everybody is limited in their ability to care for others. And then kshama. Because Krishna said, I am Dandaha, you can't keep on using Danda. That he's not giving us a license to say you can use the Danda all the time. I'm using Krishna. Krishna has given this. Don't you know? No, we can't say that. Because earlier he said, I am Kshama also. Where did he say I am Kshama? Fourth shloka. Look up fourth. Okay. Buddhir jnanamaham asammohaha kshama satyam damaha kshamaha. Like that, shamaha and all he said. Okay. So he already elevated the importance of kshama. Okay. And also two shlokas before. 34. Two shlokas, maybe okay, 34. Kirtihi Srirvacha Narinam. Smritihi Meda Dhritihi Kshama. Correct? Kshama. So when he was describing the feminine qualities or devatas, he mentioned Kshama. So Kshama is definitely important. Puja Swamiji says, if I don't have self-discipline, then eventually the rod will be used on me. Like that. Swamiji points to himself, ourselves, and says that. And so, Dandaha damayatam aham. Then, nitihi asmi jigishatam. Jigishatam. So, among two meanings are given to this. Okay? Among the causes of victory, among the things that cause victory, jaya, I am nitihi. I am diplomacy. Yes, Swami Paramarthanandaji says that. I am diplomacy. And so we know, because Krishna was the ultimate diplomat and he knew how to deal with sticky situations. And I was actually quite impressed. I saw a snippet of our Jayashankar. See, Jayashankar, I don't know how many of you know him. He is our external affairs minister, foreign affairs minister. So he's become a giant. He's changed the tables completely. He's a hero of all Indians. Okay. Arjuna is a hero. Jayashankar has become a hero. and he is sitting in somewhere, and he is responding to. You want to know who's the greatest diplomat? He says Sri Krishna was the greatest diplomat. Like that, he was telling. Just yesterday, I saw unrelated also, not related to the Bhagavad Gita. I was not preparing for this class. I just saw some short. These days, the shorts are coming, and some YouTube shorts, and you can lose the whole day watching shorts. That also is, it is short, but it can go for a long time. And so somehow this YouTube knows what you like. And then history, for me, it will show me history. It will show me some of these things. I don't know how it knows. These fellows have figured out everything. And these algorithms are so good, my God. And it exactly what you like, it will come up with. You can't say no also. So I watch 3, 4, and then fifth, then I say, no, this is enough for me. I think next time he will come back. YouTube will be after me anyway. He's not going to leave me. So it's not like I'm going to lose something big. And so that Jaishankar is talking about Krishna as the greatest diplomat. And
He also mentions Hanuman. He says Hanuman and Krishna.
he mentions Hanuman, correct. He mentions Hanuman also. And he went on. He was explaining a lot. And he could use a lot of power. And he scared them. His diplomacy there. And the first time was he wanted to scare them a little bit. So at least then Ravana would say, oh my, this is something different. So therefore, look at that. Jigishata and diplomacy, nitihi. And Puja Swamiji says, among those desirous of victory and working for it, I am justice, I am order, I am justice, he says that. Okay, that's the way niti. Niti is also justice. We use that niti, word niti, for justice. And without justice, victory cannot be called victory. Correct? Without justice, using force, you occupy lands. So many lands were occupied. Our history is full of this, full of stories of occupying other people's lands by force. Our Trevor Noah, there's a guy called Trevor Noah. He does a very good job of presenting this colonization. I'm telling you, he's a hero for that aspect. He's very good at it because he himself is from Africa, etc. So he does a very good job. India also he brings, and he says, he talks about how the British came to India, and it says, the Queen has sent us. What Queen are you talking about? Don't you know the Queen? How dare? What queens? We have a lot of queens here also. What queen are you talking about? The Queen of England. You don't know the Queen of England. You shall obey her. We have a lot of people that we obey here. Oh, you're coming with somebody? Okay, if you want us to talk to them, we'll talk to them. Not a problem. Like that he does. And then you shall worship our God, the only God. Only God? क्या बात कर रहा है तू? क्या बात? Do you know where you're standing? You're standing in a land where there are many gods. You want to bring in one more god? Okay, we will choose. We will decide whether to worship him or not. So he does this dialogue. It's awesome it is. So anyway, that victory without justice. This is how the entire history has been, and cannot really be called victory. That is why they don't like these days. These people, Indians, are speaking up. This is a big problem for the rest of the world. The rest of the world, biggest problem is not oil and all that. The problem is not this Ukraine and all. That's all side distractions. Indians are speaking up and asking questions to Europe. This is what their problem is. And so, anyway, that's aside. So, nitihi jigishana. Okay. Maunam chaivasmi guhyana. This is a very interesting one. Guhyana, guhyaha. Among secrets, I am maunam. I am silence. Among secrets, I am silence. Because the moment the person opens their mouth, the secret is out. No longer secret. There's no secret, in fact, if we open the mouth. Therefore, if you want to keep a secret, then we have to control this tongue. And so I am that maunam. I am that silence among all secrets, like that he says. Then, in our Vedanta, maunam is equal to Brahma. Silence is equal to Brahma. So, Mandukya, there is a beautiful mantra. So, our Anuradhaji was asking about that mantra some time ago. And so, this Nantah Prajnam, Nabahish Prajnam, etc. And then Adrishtam, Avyavaharyam, and then Agrahyam, Alakshanam, Achintyam, Avyapadeshyam, Ekatma Pratyasaram, Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, and then Shantam, Avyavaharyam, no transaction. In silence, there is no transaction. No transaction means not even a mental transaction. Even the mind is calm, mind is quiet, mind is not active, simply watching. No transaction, no judgment. Oh, nice, smooth breeze. No, nice breeze. No, nothing. Silent. Okay. And then this mantra says, Chaturtham manyante. That Brahma is Chaturtham. Chaturtham means fourth. What fourth are you talking about? Yeah. So there is this three avasthas are there. Waking. Okay. Jagrada avastha. Then Swapna avastha is there. Dream state. And Sushupti avastha is there, which is the deep sleep state. Three states are there. And what is this Brahma? Brahma has to be all these three? No, it's neither of these three. It is Chaturtham. Chaturtham means, is it an avastha also? Another state you are talking about? No, it is not a state at all. It is that which sustains all three. It is the Sakshi. It is observing, Sakshi, that which observes. Always observing.
Turiya.
And it is
Turiya.
called it is called Turiyam. And so what did Tattvabodhakara say? Those who studied Tattvabodha should know. So Atma Kaha. Student asked the question. Then he's giving a big list. And one of the things in the list is what? Panchakoshatitaha. It is not Panchakoshatita. And then Avasthatraya Sakshi, he says. Avasthatraya Sakshi. Hey, it is the observer of the waking state, observer of the dream state, and observer of the sleep state. And which means what? That consciousness is always that which always is, and it is that chit observer. Okay, that silence is equal to Brahma also. And so here, of course, here the meaning is Guhyanam Chaivasmi Maunam. Among secrets I am Maunam, but among Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam, I am silence, that Brahma. Raja Guhyam, remember that. The topic of that title of the chapter was Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yogona. Therefore, there also Guhyam and then Maunam. Maunam is equal to Brahma. So Brahma Vidya. Okay. And so that is Mandukya Upanishad talking about this Turiyam, Chaturtham, etc. Then Jnanam, Jnanavatam Aham. Yeah. Jnanavatam. Among those who know can be applied to Aparavidya and Paravidya both. Okay. Okay. Atma Vidya and Anatma Vidya both we can apply. So among those who know, but here Atma Vidya better. Okay, because he already said Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam, like that he said. So if you use it that way, then this Jnanam becomes Atma Jnanam. And And then, of course, belongs to that wisdom. See, when somebody does namaskara to a jnani, to a wise person, in our culture it is there. No other culture you will find it. Only native cultures you will find it. New neo cultures you will not find it. This namaskara and all to others is very rare. Only native cultures, because native cultures always had a holistic vision, and so they believed in this traditional knowledge. Traditional knowledge, amazing. And the minute you believe in the past like that, then immediately reverence will be there. Reverence. In America, if you tell children respect for elders and all, they won't understand. They won't understand. What is respect? They will ask. Really, I had a session on this in the US once. And because all Indian parents, they're all helpless. So I thought I'd do them a favor by conducting a class like that. It's very tough to talk about all these things. And how do you even say namaskar? See, the children are not used to doing namaskara in the US. And here, doing namaskara is natural for us. Immediately, if somebody elder person comes, we will do namaskara. When somebody guest comes and they leave, they will either do namaskara to older people at home, or the younger people will do namaskara to the older people. So this is constantly happening. And so for a jnani, when somebody does namaskara to a jnani, the namaskara ought to go to the jnanam. Krishna says, jnanam jnanamatam aham. I am the jnanam in the jnani. That means what? Am I worshipping the person who's standing in front of me, saluting, or what? Well, you may think you are saluting that person, but if that jnani is real jnani, that person will hand over that namaskara to jnanam, who is Sri Krishna in this context. And so, nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Okay, just goes off, namaskara goes to where it is supposed to go. Yeah, that is a good attitude for the guru to have, for the teacher to have. It's a good attitude. Otherwise, the problems can be there. So, Jnani hands over that namaskara to Sri Krishna, to Bhagavan. So, Jnanam Jnanavatam Aham. Let's translate this mantra. I am the discipline of those who enforce discipline. Okay. So that's Puja Swamiji's translation, which is a little different than what I said just now, right? I am the discipline of those who enforce discipline. What I said was what? Among the different types of disciplining things, I am the rod. That is what I said. But here, I am the interpreted differently. I am the discipline of those who enforce discipline. Full stop. I am justice of those who want success. Because jigishata, so there is a san pratyaya, desire is there. Therefore, amongst those who desire success, who want success, I am justice. And I am silence among the secrets. Full stop. Of those who have knowledge, I am that knowledge. Of those who have knowledge, I am that knowledge. Swamiji doesn't say self-knowledge, he just says knowledge. So it allows us to interpret freely. Both ways, in fact. I am the discipline of those who enforce discipline, full stop. I am justice of those who want success, and I am silence among these secrets, full stop. Of those who have knowledge, comma, I am that knowledge. We'll chant the next one. यच्चापि सर्वभूतानां
यच्चापि सर्वभूतानां
बीजं तदहमर्जुन
बीजं तदहमर्जुन
न तदस्ति विना यत् स्यात्
न तदस्ति विना यत् स्यात्
मया भूतं चराचरम्
मया भूतं चराचरम्
Again, यच्चापि सर्वभूतानां
यच्चापि सर्वभूतानां
बीजं तदहमर्जुन
बीजं तदहमर्जुन
न तदस्ति विना यत् स्यात्
न तदस्ति विना यत् स्यात्
मया भूतं चराचरम्
मया भूतं चराचरम्
So, Bhagavan Sri Krishna has concluded enumerating his vibhutis. Concluded from the previous shloka itself, 13:8 itself. So 39. He's going to make a general statement that Sarvabhutanam Bijam Tadaham Arjuna. He's saying, I am the seed of everything in this world. Means I am the Upadana Karanam of everything in this world. Means the clay can say, tell the pot, hey pot, your existence belongs to me. I am the one who is giving existence to you. And existence I am is what Krishna is saying here. Okay? Existence. So we will come back to this mantra in the next class. And that's the way he's concluding. And there is a connection to how Krishna began this chapter also. We'll see all that in the next class. ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ